It's getting real tense in the Florida streets between AFNF's Glock 9 and 438's Hotboii. If you didn't know this already, Glock 9 and Hotboii are actually friends turned foes. They even recorded a song together that was never officially released, but it's now all heating up on the streets between the rappers and the rival gangs. Today we're taking a look at the rivalry between Glock 9's AFNF, the Army, and Hotboii's 438. But before we do that, let's take a look at the rise of these two rappers to the top of their game. The rise of Glock 9 and Hotboii. There will be imitators in the wake of any great stylist. Just as Chance the Rapper inspired a new generation of rappers in early 2010s to scream over live instrumentation and FL Studio choirs, nearly every street rapper to emerge from Florida over the next few years would orbit Kodak Black. That was until Orlando's Glock 9 managed to distinguish himself from the others. He has a similar raspy delivery that lands in the same register as Kodak, and he doubles up nearly all of his vocals with a higher intonation, but something in the core of 10% is stellier. He cuts off the ends of his lines, and the knowing nonchalance with which he saunters through the video of 10% is the type of cockiness and self-awareness that Kodak lacked at the time. Glock 9 is only half dressed when the first synths enter the video, spitting toothpaste into the sink. Then he's ambling down spiral staircases onto marble floors beneath vaulted ceilings. He's waving guns and smiling the entire time. Seeing past the final product into the nebulous area of intention is part of identifying the line between imitation and inspiration, being able to tell which artists leverage their influences and which are imprisoned by them. The ambition and range of Glock 9 are telling. He goes berserk over a Diet Carnage, Nina Simone flips on Chain Gang, then goes cinematic with skits on Glock Story. However, Hotboii, a 20-year-old rapper from Jacksonville, Florida, is worth watching too. He is a sight to behold. The sheer artistry of this young rapper has propelled him to the top. Beginning at a young age during his more turbulent adolescence, his music exudes authenticity. His latest single, YG's, is no exception. Even with over 2 million views and counting, Hotboii's success is just getting started. His breakthrough single, Don't Need Time, released in April 2020, is what put him on the map. Hotboii's electrifying words have captivated the rap world. Growing up, he was influenced by Lil Wayne, Kodak Black, and Lil Baby. The latter only recently released a remix of Hotboii's own Don't Need Time. Other songs with millions of views include They Don't Know, Anonymous, and Goat Talk, followed by Goat Talk 2 featuring Polo G in November 2020. Cut the Fan On, Hotboii's latest standout project, is a mixtape. Its 17 songs with millions of views have shown his true potential for creating albums, which he will do in the coming months. Hotboii's debut album, Double O Vision, was released by Rebel Music Group, to which he is currently signed. Hotboii has worked with artists ranging from Plies to Rico Cartel and is on his way to becoming a household name in the industry. Meanwhile, Orlando rapper Hotboii is making a name for himself with over 50 million YouTube views for his 2020 breakout single, Don't Need Time. Pitchfork labeled the trap artist single Dim as the must-hear rap song of the day last November. It's also a heartbreaking hit thanks to the lines like, I bought a house in the suburbs. I walk out the door feeling as I don't belong there. Every night the police harass me. Why won't you just let me live my motherfucking life? At only 20 years old, the Interscope signed rapper has already experienced a lot, as he discussed in an interview with Complex last fall. One thing is certain. Hotboii would not be performing at smaller venues like Limelight for much longer. His music details life experiences such as house arrest, time in jail, and the deaths of multiple friends, revealing a perspective on life that is unusual for people his age. Hotboii claims that his time in prison was instrumental in his maturation. That shit slowed me down and showed me the value of life and the value of freedom, he tells Complex, adding that he wrote many of the songs on his debut mixtape, Cut the Fan On, while incarcerated. Everywhere he goes, Hotboii represents Florida. Everything about him, from his hair to his permanent gold, screams Florida. I'm proud to be Florida boy, he says. I'm gonna put on before anything. But where did things turn south for these two talented rappers? Well, shots were first fired at the Millennium Mall in Orlando, with the intent target being a bullet for Glock 9. Fortunately, he escaped unharmed, but the stage was set for something to go wrong. Glock 9 and Hotboii have been on their way to flooding the Florida rap scene, both doing their thing and being cool, but their relationship soured somewhere along the way after Hotboii went to prison and returned home to reclaim his throne as King of Florida. Since their bond was severed, these two have been at each other's throats, going back and forth on the ground and resulting in the loss of lives. Glock 9 is under the watchful eye of law enforcement with a string of arrests, one of which occurred in 2019 and resulted in 17 charges. However, this does not prevent the 10% rapper from enacting the lyrics within his raw rhymes. His gang, AFNF, the Army, abbreviated for All Family No Friends, has been at odds with Hotboii's 438. Both are said to be the two most dangerous gangs in Orange County, with the FBI on their tail. The FBI says they will investigate all gangs in Orange County, but they are particularly interested in the gangs of 438 and the Army. The Orange County Sheriff's detectives claim they are responsible for the recent rash in the area, and the FBI claims they want to stop them. According to authorities, the attempt hit on Glock 9 at Millennium Mall was just one thread in the string of shootings and the rapper's ongoing altercation. It all ties back to the gang's long history of carnage, which has escalated since the drive-by shootings of alleged 14-year-old gang member Quavo Fudge. The suspect was later identified as 18-year-old Lorenzo Hall, who was a shooter in the Nissan Altima with two others, Chauncey Cleckie Jr. and Malachi Thomas. With the 24-hour period, the AFNF and 438 factions of Glock 9 and Hotboii also claimed the lives of 3-year-old DeQuayne James Felix Jr. and 14-year-old Dennis Joshua Atkinson. Law was on the trail wherever Glock 9 and Hotboii went, and it hit closer to home sooner or later. April 14, 2020, AFNF affiliate Demetrius Cox discovered Hotboii 438 affiliate Wolf Luther King Luma at a house party in Davenport and fatally wounded him. Wolf was taken to a hospital where he died from his injuries. Between Glock 9 and Hotboii's beef, the hatred is palpable. Even after Wolf was smoked, another Glock 9 affiliate went on to target his ops at a funeral of a slain 438 member, and in what officers say was retaliation for Cox's arrest, 4 victims were injured, but sadly, Oco High football star Dexter Wrench Jr. died. The suspected shooter was identified as AFNF affiliate Jeremiah Robinson, only after he was fired at and failed in an attempt to take out Hotboii's right hand and second in command in the 4038 gang, who goes by the name of Sands. Jeremiah Robinson and fellow AFNF homeboy Jermaine Montero Ingram Jr. arrived at Sands' spot at Powers Ridge Court on July 7, 2020. Robinson and Ingram fired shots at Sands, but Sands was not having it and returned fire, hitting Robinson in the head and Ingram in the hand with the rifle. Robinson died at the Orlando Regional Medical Center 5 days later. Sands was apprehended a month later after a warrant was issued for his arrest and charged with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, avoiding more serious charges because his retaliation was deemed self-defense. While bodies piling up in the streets between the two camps, Glock 9 and Hotboii continued to fuel their feud on social media, accusing each other of ratting to the feds and both seeming hitting at receiving 6ix9ine associate traits. While the FBI attempted to apprehend the two gangs, both rappers responded live to allegations, denying any truth in each claim. Their feud showed no signs of stopping, and on October 8, 2020, Hotboii and 438 planned to put the feud to rest by sending shots to kill accused AFNF leader Glock 9 while he was shopping at the Millennium Mall in Orlando. The incident resulted in no fatalities or injuries, but it prompted a large number of law enforcement to swarm the scene. Beefing in the private streets may be okay to some degree, but when the operations target the public domain, things reach a point of no return in the eyes of the law. Already having lost young lives in the aftermath of a beef, this time it had the potential to be even worse by injuring many innocent bystanders. The mall was lit up with red and blue lights as cops swooped in to apprehend Hotboii affiliate and labeled shooter Trayvon Graham and failed assassination target Glock 9 while reviewing video footage of the incident. Joshua Caleb Holder, another 438 member and the driver, was also arrested. Angel Morales, the last suspect named by officials as a Hotboii affiliate and owner of the car used by the drive-by, was still on the run from authorities. According to police, 3 suspects exited the mall and entered a white BMW with the Florida license plate IU61KB, circled the parking lot and opened fire once Glock 9 was sighted. The trio then took off at full speed. Although Glock 9 was the victim, his arrest was more serious in nature because it wasn't actually related to the shooting attempt on his life, but to a July 7th neighborhood incident in Bleasdale Avenue, Orlando, where eyewitnesses placed him at the scene of spraying bullets into a residential home with a mother of 4 children. The incident was said to have occurred as a result of jealousy toward his cousin, Kadeem Reese, a rapper who was also gaining traction in the Florida scene. The daughter told authorities that she saw 2 black sedans pull up in front of the house and about 8 men with weapons jump out, 2 of whom were Glock 9 close associate Ballpark and Glock 9 himself. Glock 9 was arrested in July for attempted hit and a weapons charge in connection with the incident, but he was released on a $35,600 bond. The mall incident only fueled the officers' pursuit of the AFNF rapper, and they eventually arrested him on a warrant for possession of a firearm by a felon in possession of a stolen short-barreled rifle. A firearm was linked to him through DNA analysis, and it was discovered to be involved in the shooting as well as a slew of other crimes in the area. Glock 9 maintained his innocence and denied all ties of being leader to the AFNF gang in an interview with WFTV Channel 9 reporter. Glock 9 also stated that there was no beef between the rival factions, regardless of the feud between Glock 9 and Hotboii, as well as their gang ties with AFNF and 438 appears to be never ending. Well, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button and comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel and you want to be notified when we upload more content. Thanks for watching.